Today's lesson is called Millie Bobby Brown, a Rising Star. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
I am Roger, and we're continuing to talk about our featured celebrity, Millie Bobby Brown. Now, remember last time we talked about how she started to become famous. She lived in Florida for a while. She's actually from England, and somebody there, a talent scout, saw her acting in a workshop and said, hey, you should try your luck in Hollywood. So she went out there, but it didn't really work out for her. Her career did not get off the ground, so she ended up back in England, and then later she landed a part in that Netflix series which is called Stranger Things. Again, it's on Netflix. Maybe you've seen it before.
There you go. She's been talented since day one. Okay, she is very precocious and extremely talented. She's a wonderkind. But hey, she didn't strike it big at first, okay? She was scouted by a talent scout who said, hey, you should move out to Hollywood. And her family did that. She and her family moved out to Hollywood to make it big there in Hollywood. But things didn't work out at first. Things didn't pan out for her at first, so she and her family moved back to England. But hey, she didn't give up, and soon she landed this huge role in Stranger Things. She plays 11, a girl with telekinetic powers. It's a great show. You guys should all watch it if you can. It's on Netflix. Okay, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll be talking some more about Millie Bobby Brown.
The first season of Stranger Things was a huge hit, and Brown was hailed as a breakout star for playing the role of 11. Since the character didn't have many lines, Brown had to show 11's emotions through facial expressions and body language. Her impressive performance earned her nominations for a Primetime Emmy and a Screen Actors Guild Award.
"各位好，第一部分我们看到单字 hail 这个字是动词，指赞扬、称颂。例如 The new drug was hailed as a major breakthrough. 这款新药被称颂是个巨大的突破。而 hail 除了指赞扬，还有以下两个意思。首先，常常用 hail 来指招呼，招呼示意。所以可以说 Arthur hailed a policeman when he saw the crime taking place. Arthur 向警员招呼示意，说他看到一场犯罪正在发生。再来 hail 有下冰雹，冰雹之意，像是 Joe slowed his car down on the highway once it began to hail. 一下起冰雹 Joe 就在高速公路上减速慢行。另外补充与 hail 相关的片语，常常使用 hail A as B 表示将 A 喻为 B， 之后可接 for 加名词说明原因。举例来说 The fireman was hailed as a hero for his bravery after rescuing the family from the burning building. 这名消防员因从失火的大楼中救出那一家人而被誉为英雄。接着我们看到形容词 break out 指突破性的或突然成功的，像是 The team has been a breakout success this season. 那支队伍是本季串起的黑马。再来我们看到一个单字 nomination， 这个字是名词，指提名、任命。例如 Olga has had a little personal time for herself since her nomination for the vice presidency of the political party. 自从 Olga 被提名为政党的副主席，她很少有自己私人的时间。而 nomination 去除字尾的 ion 加上 e， 则可以成为它的动词 nominate。我们可以说 The panel of judges nominated 12 finalists for the film competition. 评审团在影片竞赛中提名了12位决赛入围者。
Okay, let's discuss the first part of today's lesson. It begins by saying the first season of Stranger Things was a huge hit, and Brown was hailed as a breakout star for playing the role of 11. So, of course, as you know, TV shows come in different seasons. That's just each year. There's a series of programs that are produced for the year, and then later on, I think they show reruns and stuff like that. But in this particular case, the first season was very successful. It was a huge hit. And Millie Bobby Brown was hailed as a breakout star for playing the role of 11. So here we've got the word hail, which is being used as a verb that just means people recognized her and praised her. They thought she was really, really great.
Yeah, they recognized her, they praised her, they even said, hey, you're a breakout star. They started calling her this. Yes, usually if you hail someone as being something, you're recognizing them for doing something good, you're praising them, or you're kind of giving them a title like breakout star or something like that. Now, we're using this word hail as a verb. You can also hail a cab or hail a taxi. That means you want to call that taxi to come and pick you up there on the side of the road. But we can also use this word hail as a noun as well. Hail is like pieces of ice that fall out of the sky during an intense rainstorm.
Indeed, I've seen hail before, but nothing really big, only about the size of peas or something like that. But they do say that hail sometimes can be as big as golf balls or baseballs or even softballs, but I don't think they can get as big as watermelons. But that's hail as a noun, as you said here. It's being used as a verb. And please note that we're using the preposition as to hail someone as something, some kind of recognition. For example, Jimi Hendrix is hailed as the greatest guitarist who has ever lived.
There you have it. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Yes, Brown, she is hailed as being a breakout star these days, and she's been called this, or she's been known as a breakout star ever since she started playing this role of 11. And yes, I know this sounds weird. 11 is a number, but it's also the name of the character that Millie Bobby Brown plays on this show, Stranger Things. Anyways, since the character 11, since this character didn't have many lines, Brown had to show 11's emotions through facial expressions and body language. So, embodying this role is not easy. Okay, first of all, she has to speak using an American accent, but apparently this wasn't too tough for Millie Bobby Brown. She grew up for a part of the time there, a part of her youth, in the United States, and she watched the Disney Channel and picked up the American accent. Then, she had to shave her head for this role. That was tougher for her. Then on top of all this, I guess she showed up on set one day and she realized that she didn't have many lines. Her character doesn't say all that much. So she has to portray all of her emotions through facial expressions and body language. Yeah, she doesn't say much, but she has to make the other characters feel her presence, and she has to make viewers feel her presence as well, even though she has no lines or almost no lines.
Gee, that sounds kind of like what a mime would do. Mime, of course, is 默剧. And yes, she had to express herself by using facial expressions and body language. And I suppose that's why she was nominated for some kind of award, as it says here in the next sentence. Her impressive performance earned her nominations for a Primetime Emmy and a Screen Actors Guild Award. So she got a nomination, maybe more than one nomination, because it says nominations here. That just means somebody mentions your name as a possible winner of an award. Like at the Academy Awards every year, there are, about 5 or 6 nominations for each category of, say, Best Director, Best Actor, etc., etc. So she got lots of nominations for an Emmy Award, which are awards for TV shows in the United States, and also the Screen Actors Guild Award, nominations for that as well. A guild is like a group of people working together.
Yeah, and here, her impressive performance, remember, actors noticed what she was doing. They said, hey, she doesn't have many lines, but she's acting so well just using her face, her facial expressions, and her body language. She's acting so well that we need to recognize her. And yes, she was up for a Primetime Emmy. She was nominated for that, and also for a Screen Actors Guild Award. And the second particular award is a really cool award to be nominated for as an actor, because like I said before, other actors are recognizing you and are saying, hey, you are very good at what you do, and we know we're actors. We know that what you're doing is standout, fantastic, and wonderful stuff. So to be recognized as an actor by other actors, that's quite an honor. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Since then, Brown's career has blossomed. She signed with an international modeling agency and became the new face of Calvin Klein. In 2018, she was the youngest person on Time's list of the top 100 most influential people. She has also acquired a strong following of over 18 million fans on Instagram, where she shares snaps of her life and goofy videos. Given her fame, Brown has stayed surprisingly down to earth. She lives with her family in Atlanta, Georgia, and does schoolwork with her Stranger Things co-stars between scenes. And like any other teen, she was nervous about her first kiss. Hers, however, took place on set and was filmed for countless viewers to see.
第二部分我们看到单字 blossom 在课文中是动词，指兴盛，开始变得成功。例如Claire's idea blossomed into a successful business plan. Claire 的点子发展为成功的事业计划。而 blossom 除了兴盛之外，还有植物开花之意。我们可以说 When the trees blossomed, they looked like they were covered in snow. 当那些树开花时，看起来好像被雪覆盖。最后我们看到形容词 down to earth 指平易近人的、朴实的，像是Even though Tom Hanks is a world-famous celebrity, he has a reputation for being a down-to-earth guy. 虽然汤姆汉克是全球名人，但众所皆知，他很平易近人。另外，补充相关的片语，我们可以用 come down to earth 来表示回到现实，回归实际。所以我们可以说 After the excitement of winning the contest wore off, the team came down to earth with the realization of how much work had to be done.赢得比赛的兴奋感褪去后，该队意识到有多少工作待做而回归现实。
Okay, so her career is off the ground now. It's up and rolling. She is successful. So let's talk about some of the other things that she has achieved in her career. Since then, Brown's career has blossomed. Like flowers do in the spring, they blossom. You could also say bloom. That just means the flowers are opening up and coming out. But we can use the word blossom to talk about lots of other things.As in this case, your career blossomed. In other words, you got really successful really fast.
There you go. We're not being literal here, okay? This is a metaphor. Her career has blossomed, okay? But she's not a flower. She's not a flower that is opening up or blossoming or anything like that. Very simply, if your career blossoms, it flourishes. You become successful. Okay, that's all there is to it. So what are we saying here? We're saying here that Brown's career got better quickly or developed in a way that was promising. For her, the future looks bright. Her career is blossoming. Now, we've talked about acting a lot. Now, she's also a model, and we're going to start learning about that right now. Get this, she signed with an international modeling agency and became the new face of Calvin Klein. So yes, she's a great actress and her career is blossoming, so she's going to branch out. Get it? Haha, blossoming, branching out. I think you guys get the idea. But here it says that she signed a contract with an international modeling agency. And then she became an important model, the new face of Calvin Klein. How about that? Now, here we have the word agency to talk about. An agency is an organization, okay? An agency is an organization that does one thing, okay? It serves a single purpose, and it tries to do one thing. So a modeling agency, that's an agency that represents models and stuff like that. For instance, you could say that agencies are often a part of a government.
They are indeed, and the only kinds of agencies I can think of are advertising agencies and travel agencies. But here we've got a modeling agency, and I'm sure there are business agencies and things like that. Just companies that try to get people to sign contracts with each other, find clients, things like that. So she became the new face of Calvin Klein, which I believe is a company that makes jeans, and it's a famous one. They're, more expensive than the average pair of jeans. So she's the new face. So next time you see a Calvin Klein advertisement in a magazine or on the internet, you're going to see the face of Millie Bobby Brown. Now, in 2018, just last year, she was the youngest person on Time's list of the top 100 most influential people. Time magazine comes up with this list every year. Lots of people from Taiwan have been on that list, as you know, and you get on that list if you are influential, which means you influence other people, you kind of change the way people think, you change their lives, etc. That's what influential means.
There you go. Influential is the adjective. Influence is the verb, and influence is also a noun as well. Yeah, put this all together, everyone. If something is influential, adjective, this thing influences, verb, it influences others or has influence. And there you go, there's influence as a noun. Very simply, though, if someone or something is influential, this person or this thing impacts or affects other things or other people. That's all there is to it. And people think that Millie Bobby Brown has had a big effect on the world. And for this reason, in 2018, she was included on Time's list of the top 100 most influential people on planet Earth. How about that? Anyways, moving on, it says that she has also acquired a strong following of over 18 million fans on Instagram, where she shares snaps of her life and goofy videos. Remember, she's goofy. She's a goofball. She likes to have a good time. She doesn't take herself too seriously. So for that reason, people like to follow her on Instagram. Yes, she has 18 million fans on Instagram, or she has gotten or acquired these fans.
I could say, for example, when I studied in Mexico in 1986, I acquired my Spanish skills. In other words, that's where I learned to speak Spanish when I lived in Mexico in 1986, for example, here. But she has acquired, or she has obtained, she got a strong following that includes over 18 million fans, and this, of course, is on Instagram. So there she shares snaps of her life and goofy videos. Yes, she shares those snaps, those snapshots, you could also say. Also, just kind of silly, fun, goofy videos. Remember, we mentioned the word goofy or goofiness in our program last time.
There you go. She's a goofball. She's goofy. She likes to do funny stuff, like post these goofy videos, and people love her for it. Anyways, given her fame, though, Brown has stayed surprisingly down to earth. That is, she still seems like a normal person. She is a movie star, or she soon will be a movie star. She's a big star on TV and stuff like that, but still, she's humble and down to earth and relatable, and people like her for this reason. And yes, this is surprising to people.
Indeed. So yes, indeed, she's quite down to earth, and she lives with her family in Atlanta, Georgia, in the southern United States, and does schoolwork with her Stranger Things co-stars between scenes. She is, after all, only 15 years old, so she's still got to go to school and do her homework or her schoolwork. And, of course, she does this with the other actors in the series. And like any other teenager or teen, she was nervous about her first kiss. Who wouldn't be nervous when they're having their first kiss? Hers, however, took place on set, which means they were filming it as part of the TV show, and it was filmed for countless viewers to see. If you watch a TV show, then you are a viewer.
There you go. When we're talking about viewers, we're talking about the audience for a television show in this case. Okay, an audience that's watching a movie. We can also call these people in this audience viewers as well, but here, Stranger Things is a TV show, so the viewers of this TV show are just the audience watching this show. Anyways, very simply, people who watch or view something can be called viewers. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up our article on Millie Bobby Brown.
For her next move, Brown is taking a shot at the big screen in Godzilla, King of Monsters, which hits theaters this spring. It looks like this young star has a bright future ahead of her.
Okay, here in the final paragraph it says, for her next move in her career, Brown is taking a shot at the big screen in Godzilla, King of Monsters, which hits theaters this spring. I suppose that's the reason why we're talking about her, because she's going to try her luck in this movie. She's going to take a shot at this, which means she hasn't really done it before, but she's going to try it and see how well she does. This is the new Godzilla movie. It comes out this spring, so you can go down to your local theater and check it out. It looks like this young star has a bright future ahead of her. Gee, it looks that way to me, too.
There you go. Like I said before, she's not a movie star yet, but it sounds like soon she will be a movie star and also a big TV star as well. All right, folks, with that, our lesson on Millie Bobby Brown is now in the books, and the Chinese teacher is waiting in the wings.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第二部分有一句提到说， In 2018, she was the youngest person on Time's list of the top 100 most influential people. 2018年，她是时代杂志全球100位最具影响力人物当中最年轻的一位。好，这边有一个单字叫 influential， 它是形容有影响力的，它的名词是 influence， 就表示影响。那我们顺便来学习它们的字根 flu。F-L-U， 同学们听到 flu 也许会想到流感。 flu 当单字的时候，它就是 influenza 的缩写来表达流行性感冒。不过flu 当字根它有 flow， 也就是流动的意思。在某些单字里面，它可能会拼成 F-L-U-C， 或是 F-L-U-V， 或者是 F-L-U-X 等等。好，那么在 influence 这个单字里面，字首 in 表示进入，然后 flu 表示流动，后面的 ence 是名词字尾。同学们试着想想看哦，当工厂有一些可恶的工厂，他们把这种有色的废水排进河流，这个河流颜色是不是就会慢慢受到影响，慢慢被染色呢？所以我们就可以联想到流进里面 influence 这个 in 是进去嘛， flu 表示流动，流进里面那就会产生影响，那你就会想到 influence 它有影响的意思。好，顺便补充几个有相同字根的单字，像 fluency F-L-U-E-N-C-Y 这个字里面的 flu 表示流动，那么 E-N-C-Y 是名词字尾，那其实这个字就是用来表达流畅或是流利度，它的形容词是 fluent， 就表示流畅的流利的。好，再来看一个字叫 affluent， 我们在 fluent 前面再加上 AF， affluent 它的字首 AF 是来自 AD， 表示朝向，那么 AD 碰到 F 才会拼成 AF。 至于它的字根 flu 表示流动，后面再搭配 ENT 形容词字尾，同学们可以试着联想啦，就是所有的财富都往你那边流动过去，是不是很棒？你是不是会变得很有钱呢？所以 affluent 这个形容词它就有富裕的意思，其实跟 rich 或是 wealthy 的意思差不多。好，还有一个单字叫 confluence， confluence 它的字首 C-O-N 表示一起，然后 flu 是流动， E-N-C-E 是名词字尾，一起流动到某个地方，那就表示那个地方是汇流的地方，所以这个字可以用来表达河流汇合的地方，汇流处。好，接着我们就读到课文第二部分，中间有一个句子叫做 Given her fame, Brown has stayed surprisingly down to earth。 鉴于她的名气， Brown 依然保持相当平易近人的个性。好，这边我们来学习 given 的用法。 Given 是介系词，表示说考虑到某个状况的前提下，或者是有鉴于某个状况。那 given 的后面要接名词，像是 Given the circumstances, he'd done the best he could. 考虑在那样的情况下，他其实已经尽力而为了。另外，我们也可以用 given that 主词加动词来表达，像是 Given that Susan doesn't eat meat, we're going to a vegetarian restaurant tonight. 考虑到 Susan 不吃肉，我们今晚就要去素食餐厅用餐。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Hail. The policy was hailed as the politician's greatest success of her career. Blossom. After being away from her hometown for years, Chelsea came back to find it had blossomed into a wealthy city. Agency. Let's use a travel agency to book our tickets and hotel rooms. Influential. My parents were influential in making me the person I am today. Acquire. Mason is hoping to acquire a signed copy of the book. Viewer. Many viewers of the Mona Lisa have commented that her eyes appear to follow them as they move.
Discussion starter starts now!
All right, everyone, and now it's time for our discussion starter. Roger, how do you think becoming a star at such a young age affects someone's life?
Well, it would have a huge effect on their life because they'd probably have to mature earlier than usual. They have to say goodbye to their childhood because they have to get used to looking good on camera and being nice to people. They can't say mean things to people. They can't have little arguments and stuff like that because it will ruin their reputation. What do you think about this?
There you go. Along the same lines, I think it would influence their ability to socialize with kids of the same age. If you're a star, everyone already knows who you are when you walk into the classroom, let's say, and they can't just treat you like a normal kid. So you miss out on that part of your youth, and that's got to have an effect on you socially. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.